Now I'm going to show you some very important facets of productivity, right? What are the things, what are the levers and the wheels that you can manage to increase or decrease your productivity? Okay, hopefully you don't want to decrease your productivity, but if you do the wrong things, your productivity will decrease, right? So these are the levers and the wheels and the moving parts in the system that we call productivity. And if you, these are some actionable insights that you can work with. So management starts with measurement. So if you want to manage something, if you want to improve something, okay, you must, okay, measure that. Okay, if you do not measure, then you will not have management. Okay, so first you have to figure out managing, how to manage it. For example, I have been measuring how many steps I take in a day, and because I am measuring how many steps I take in a day, then I make sure that I'm crossing 10,000 steps a day. So at night, if I realize that, oh, I have only walked 5,000 steps, then I will go and try to walk 5,000 steps before 12 o'clock to reach my 10,000. Okay. So today, let me see how many steps I've walked. Okay, I walked 4,000 steps only so far. So after my session, I'll try to walk more steps and get more numbers of steps so that I can actually feel good. Like, because whatever you measure, that you keep a measure. So you see something down, you'll feel bad. So the days when I am not able to reach 10,000 steps, I'm personally feeling bad. Okay. And it's very important. So if you want to improve at something, and this is advice from the first management guru, Peter Drucker, who's called the father of modern management. Okay. And he said that if you want to manage something, if you want to improve something, then you have to start by measuring it. If you measure, automatically you will see growth. Okay. So one thing you have to do is measure of whatever you want to measure. I don't know, whatever you define as productivity, then you have to measure it. So keeping track of to-dos, this is very important. Okay, to-dos is like, you have different things to do, and how do you keep track of what is important to be done? Say, and it is always the situation that you have many things to do, right? And not everything is very important to be done. For example, it may not be important that you have to reach inbox 0, that I'm in my inbox, there is no mail. Okay, is it important? I don't think so. My inbox has thousands of unread mails and I don't care, because it doesn't make a difference. Okay, if I finish my email inbox, it's not like I will earn more money, or I'll have more pleasure, or I'll have something else. No. Okay, and a lot of unnecessary random people are sending me mails. I don't have to respond to everyone. I don't even have to respond to every phone call I get, honestly, right? Because my goal is very clear. I want to grow 𝗨𝗨. I want to achieve certain things. I want to achieve personal fitness. I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4 things. And that is what is important to me, right? But at the same time, because the whole world will come to us and say that, Ramanuj, why don't you do this? Why don't you help me? Why don't you go here? Why don't you do that? Okay. Then I'll never get any chance to do what is the important thing, because whatever will come, and this is why people don't have productivity. And this is a big problem, that people do not know what exactly are the tasks that they have to do in the moment and what is important at the moment. Okay, what is the one thing that I should do right now rather than doing everything? That one thing. But what happens is that whoever comes and shouts the loudest, like there is a baby, the baby is shouting, you leave everything and go handle the baby. That's okay. You have to do that. Like, babies are different. But imagine that is happening all day. All the time, a baby is crying. Every time you try to do work, somebody is crying. And then you are going and attending to that. Right? Then what happens? Then you'll never get your work done. You'll never do what is important. You are always attending to what is urgent, what is emergency, what is shouting. You're always firefighting. And this is a very, very dangerous situation. This will you'll never have productivity if you are keeping doing this. You may feel busy. Oh, I'm so busy all the time. I'm working. There is no time. Oh my God, what is happening? What is going on? And I have done this. I have been there. I've done that. I'm guilty of that. But now I don't do it. I'm like, okay, there are 100 things to do. Everything can go to hell. But what is that 1 or 2 things I need to do today? That will move the needle. That will make a big difference in my life. That will make a big difference in my organization. I'll only do those few things. I know I cannot do everything. I cannot do 100 things. I know there are 100 things there to do. I don't care. I have nothing to say. I don't care, right? So this is very, very important. And as you become more successful, this becomes more and more important, because people will want your time. They want to spend time with you. They want in various different ways. And then the only way to stay sane and do what is important is to keep track of your to-dos and remembering what is really important at the moment. Okay, right? But the formula is applicable to law students, lawyers, engineers, doctors, everyone, right? It's not exactly what. Right? So you just have to follow this formula. Projects, people to reach out to, people on whose response you're waiting on, and then finally the exact tasks that you will do today. And then exact tasks also you will do, you divide it up in 3 categories. One is that one thing I must do today. That one thing you write, that no matter what happens, that one thing has to get done. Then you can write other things which must get done today. And then optionals. Okay, these things get done, it is good. But if it doesn't get done, I'll not die. Like I am still productive, but at least these things have to get done. These things are optional. That clarity should be there. And then if you do something which is optional, you will feel very good. Wow, I have done all the must do. The optional also have done. Very nice. But there is no situation in which you leave the must do task and then start doing optional. That is not okay, right? So that clarity is very important. Most people never have that clarity. Keep tracking of ROI on your effort, money and time and investment. You have to keep track that, okay, I am spending a lot of time trying to get an internship at 𝗃𝗏. I have spent 30 hours working on this, but am I getting any return on investment? If I'm not getting, maybe I should try at another law firm. When do I stop trying at 𝗃𝗏 and start trying in another law firm? Or should I try in multiple at once? Okay. Rather than trying to get internship, will it be better if I spend that time writing articles and publishing? So you might be having multiple projects, but you have to track which project is giving you better ROI and which projects are not giving you ROI at all or not working at all. Because if something is not working, it is very important to notice that, because only then you will be able to think of a solution that, this is not working. Can I do it better? Should I abandon it? Should I quit this? If I am doing it, how can I do it better? So all these questions, you have to keep track of your return on investment. ROI is return on investment, on your effort, money and time investment. Then you have to identify what you want to improve and how it may be done, right? This is also very important, right? What do you want to improve? Of all the things that you are doing, something is not working, something you want to improve. You cannot improve everything at once. So what is the one thing or two things that you want to improve? Right? Then simplifying tasks and removing complexity. So, one very, very important thing, to remember that most of us, when we start a task, we make it very complicated. So, for example, if I tell you that you have to write one article, okay, how long will you take to write an article? Okay, so 2-3 days, let's say. Okay, 2 days. Okay. Now, first of all, you cannot spend days writing this article, right? It is not like whole day you sit and write an article. So look at how you are making things complicated already. It is actually hours that you can sit. You cannot sit for days to write, correct? You will sit for hours. Why don't you? Removing complexity is being very specific, being simplifying is that instead of saying it will take me 2 days to write, 2 days matlab what? 2 days you will sit for 12 hours a day, 6 hours a day, how many hours will you sit, right? So let's say you can write the article in 6 hours, okay? And maybe every day you'll sit for 3 hours to write. So instead of saying 2 days, you should be saying I'll write it in 6 hours or 10 hours. I don't know, whatever it is. 6 hours and new law being passed. How 6 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that. But you will say 4 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, whatever it will take you. But you will say hours, not days. Can you see actually how our mind makes things complicated, right? We are not making it simple and clear. So, what happens is that when you are winning the case and you are writing and say you are, the entire point is this, that, when you have to write something and you are assuming that it has to be a long form article, it will be something like a publishable in a law journal. You are not thinking of the most simple format, right? Maybe you can write a few paragraphs and post it on LinkedIn. Even that will reach out to more potential clients. Yeah, that is also possible. But you are not doing that, right? You are thinking of a very complicated process. Now, this is what happens, that we always complicate our tasks, right? The reason lawyers write articles is because they want to influence the public. They want to make a name for themselves. They want to, put their thoughts out there in the world, and which is impacting a lot of people. So many times, I just saw one of my juniors, okay, from college, 𝗙𝗂𝗏. Today I saw he has written an article on this CPR being denied to a prisoner, okay, Stan Swamy in the jail, and he has written about what are the prisoner's rights, and he has explained nicely and written an article and published in the Hindu. Now, what happened that, one of my professors took that article and shared it on Twitter. Now, thousands of people shared that article, everyone read it. So I barely remembered him. Now he's on top of my mind, and I'm giving his example to you guys because he wrote that article. Now I know that he has expertise on this particular issue on prisoners' rights. So I might actually go to him, right? So if you look at that article, I don't know, it might have taken him a few hours to write. I don't know how long he spent, but it doesn't take 5 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours, days and days, no. But just look at it, and maybe you can write. If you choose to write a very complicated article, choose to write a book also, you can. But the question is that why our mind races towards making the thing complicated and not making it simple. So I really liked when Akshata says that in 15 minutes I'll write a critique. That is very good because she's simplifying the task. Because if you make it very simple, maybe you can write something in 15 minutes without all the bells and whistles, without all the complications, right? And speed has a certain benefit, right? So simplifying tasks and removing complexity makes it easy. Many of you, let's say you have to apply to a law firm for a job, or you have to write for some opportunity, you have to reach out to somebody to help you with something. You will make the task very complicated in your head. You will spend a lot of time, oh my God, I have to do this research, then I have to do this, and like make it big. Can you do it in a simple way? Can you simplify it? Because simplifying tasks and removing complexity will make you automatically very, very